Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good evening, everyone. Well, good evening. Who do we have here today? Good evening. We have Maria Isabel Hernandez, Maritza Capetillo. We have also Nayeli, Isabel. Good evening, Nayeli Isabel, Olympia Dimas. And of course, we also have Rocio Huerta. Good evening. We have, well, of course, we have Nicte. She's right here. Good evening, Nicte. So, good evening to all of our attendees to this beautiful workshop about phonology. If you are here and if you can listen to me, it would be very kind of you if you please write here hello. If you write hello, can you write a hello here on the chat? Hello, Nayeli, Maritza, Olympia. That's good to see. Okay, I assume that all of you can hear me, right? Hello, hi, yes, perfect. Perfect, that's good. Well, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Mario Chavez. I am Director of English Access, English Certifications. Basically, what I do is to train teachers. I travel around the country and we give different workshops for teachers. We basically have workshops in Tlaxcala, we have workshops in Veracruz, workshops in Mexico City, Puebla, Acapulco, Chilpancingo. We have workshops at Chiapas, Cancun, San Luis Potosí. We have workshops in many different places around the country. But unfortunately, because of the coronavirus, we haven't been able to travel that much in the last few days. So today we are starting with a sequence of online workshops. I hope you enjoy this new mode of workshops and you can join us in any of the following ones we surely will have during this period. And well, today we're going to start having this workshop, which is about phonology. Today we're going to talk about phonology, the art of sounds. This workshop about phonology is one of the workshops that teachers most enjoy because this workshop talks about the pronunciation, how to improve our pronunciation, what are the different sounds that we have in English, what is the difference between the phonemic alphabet and the graphemes, the graphic alphabet. And also we are going to talk about the connected speech, the fluency, and all of the features which make phonology one of the most relevant and important aspects of the language. Okay, you have your chats over there. Hi, Ingrid. I see that you are joining us today. If you please feel free to write on the chat any doubt, any comment, anything that you want to share with me, please write it on the chat. I'll be pending on the chat. I'll be taking care of it, and I hope I can solve all your doubts. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to fix my laptop and I can solve all your doubts about this beautiful topic. So we're going to be working on this. We're from right now, which is 7 until 9 p.m. This workshop is being recorded. What does it mean? That at the end of the workshop, I'm going to send you the video of all this class. So you can review it, you can check it. If you need to leave early because you cannot stay until 9, well, no problem. You can leave early and I can send you the video and you can check it later. During the workshop, I'm also going to share with you two things. Well, actually 4. First is going to be two apps that you can use to continue practicing and to improve your pronunciation. And second, I'm going to share with you two books. These two books are going to be good because they include exercise, written activities that you can use with your students and you can use also for yourself. Okay? Well, and let's get this started today, please. Let's get this started today. Phonology. We have here some questions that will help us to reflect about phonology. We have the first question says, what is phonology for you? We have 8 people today online. That is wonderful. So, do any of you or can any of you share your ideas about phonology? When you saw this ad on the Facebook, or when Nick Day contacted you about the workshop, and they told you, or we told you about phonology, when you saw the word phonology, what came to your mind? What is your idea about phonology? What do you think phonology is? What is phonology for you in your own words? What is your idea? Sounds of words, good. How am I going to sound to others? Good. Is the study of sounds? Good. It's a sound of word. Okay, good, good. Perfect. Good. All of your ideas are certainly okay. All of your ideas are certainly okay. Letter sounds together. Good. Rules of pronunciation. Fantastic. Okay. All of your ideas are certainly okay. Unfortunately, what you are telling me is just a little bit about phonology. Phonology is not the study of sounds. The study of sounds is called phonetics. So we have phonetics, we have syntax, we have morphology, we have phonology. In the case of phonology, is the study of pronunciation, not specifically sounds. Of course, sounds deal with pronunciation, and we need to learn sounds in order to have a good pronunciation. But sounds by themselves will not make a good pronunciation. And phonology is the study of the pronunciation features that we use to convey meaning. This means that the language has meaning when it's written, but the language also has meaning when it's produced orally, right? And phonology deals with all the features, all the characteristics of pronunciation, so it can give meaning to the language. So phonology is the study of the features of oral, of a spoken language to convey meaning, okay? Of course, in phonology we have sounds, but it's just one part. Phonetics is the study of sounds and is just one part of phonology. Let's say that phonology is a big science, and from that science it comes the sound, which is one part, the connected speech, the linking, the rules of pronunciation, and all of that is part of phonology. We have another question. The second question says, why is it important as a teacher to know about it? Why do you think? Oh, hello, Alejandro. Why do you think it's important for you as a teacher to know about phonology? Why? Okay, you can write all your answers. There is no right or wrong answer. In this case, feel free to participate on the chat. If you're just joining us, Alejandro, we have a chat right over there and you can participate there. Feel free to write your answers. So it says, why is it important as a teacher to know about phonology? Why is it important? The sounds of words, okay. Because it is necessary to lead correctly the students to get my students closer to language without accent, okay. Okay, those are good answers. Is to opportunity since it is what we teach based on the mistakes and it's the most primary thing on teaching. Yeah, certainly pronunciation is one of the most difficult things to teach. It certainly is. Yes, to get my students closer because we are transmitting information, a simple way to communicate message to others. Thank you, Alejandro. Because the teacher has to know about phonology. Yes, of course. As teachers, it's important to know about phonology. Basically, because you can know about pronunciation. I mean, you can have good knowledge of the language, right? You can have a C1 level, a B2 level. Probably you live in the States, right? And you have a very good accent and you have a very good pronunciation. But that you know the language doesn't mean that you know, it doesn't mean that you know how to teach the language, right? One thing is knowing English and the other thing is knowing how to teach English, right? When you are a teacher, you're not like any other speaker. When you are a teacher, you are training people to communicate because at the end, the purpose of teaching English is teaching the students how to communicate in another language. Now, one of the things I do the most in my job is to work with teachers. And one of my duties is to observe teachers, right? So every now and then I go into classrooms with real teachers, real students, and I observe how the teachers work and I give feedback. And sometimes when I am in the classroom, I can see that the teachers have a very good knowledge of the language. They know the rules, they know grammar, they know pronunciation, but sometimes they don't know in depth, like phonology. And sometimes the students ask you, teacher, what is the difference between this word and this word? And if you don't know, you immediately say, well, there is no difference. While sometimes there are very small differences. For example, some teachers, when they are explaining the rules of verbs in past, I mean regular verbs in past, they have th ending, t ending, id ending, which is pronunciation. But they just say that, oh, this verb in past ends like d, t, it, which they are not letters, they are sounds. And sometimes the teachers don't know how to explain. And sometimes the students ask you, teacher, and when do I have to use the th ending? And sometimes the teachers say, well, you just need to say it, and if it sounds right, well, you say it with D, if not with T. And sometimes it's not because it sounds right. There is a rule behind that pronunciation. But sometimes we as teachers don't know that rule. And if we don't know, we cannot explain it. And if we cannot explain it, then our students don't learn it. And then they go out, they go out of the classroom, they go out to the real world, and they make mistakes. Why? Because they don't know how it works. So it is important for us as teachers to know about phonology because that way we can give a better class, right? We can explain better to our students. Our students can understand better. They can have a better pronunciation. And us also, it's important to ourselves so we can understand the language better and we can have a better knowledge of it. The second thing says, what is the difference between phonology and phonetics? Oh my God. Previously, I mentioned the difference. So if you pay attention, probably you know the answer by this time. But I would like to hear your answers. Well, to read your answers because I cannot hear you. So what do you think is the difference between phonology and phonetics? What do you think? Phonology deals with sounds, phonetics with graphs. Phonology is pronunciation, phonetic is sounds. Okay, as you told us, phonology is study good pronunciation, phonetics is about sounds. Yeah, I previously said it, right? Was my mistake. Mhm. Yeah, thank you. Well, but that means that you are paying attention. Pretty good. Yes. Yes. Excellent. Well, usually, when we talk about phonology, phonology is a very huge topic. It's the main topic. Phonology is a complete science, it's a complete aspect of the language. And phonetics is just one part of phonology. Phonology deals with everything, all the features of the language which give meaning to spoken language. And phonetics only deals with sounds. Phonetics deals with specific sounds or specific units of sounds, but it also deals with digraphs, which are the combination of two sounds. And phonology deals with everything that involves a good pronunciation, the stress, the intonation, the connected speech, of course, the phonetics too. But it's more than just the sounds. It's actually the opposite, Alejandro. Phonetics refers to specific sounds, and phonology refers to the way we say complete sentences to give meaning. Phonetics will mean just the sounds, and phonology means the science of good pronunciation. As I said, referring to not only the sounds, but the stress, the intonation, the connected speech, the rhythm, the tone, everything. Okay, perfect. We have the last questions. Have you taken any phonology course before? When I studied my BA in English language teaching, I had a phonology course. There were 2 semesters about phonology with a beautiful teacher from England, a British teacher with a beautiful British accent. Did you guys have any phonology classes, any phonology courses before? No. Wow, it's the first time. Wow. This is going to be interesting then. hmm Wow. You just read a book. Wow, that's perfect. Good, good. This is going to be really interesting for you. Excellent. Okay, perfect. Wow. I'm excited because usually teachers have taken one course or they have some knowledge about phonology, but this is the first time that I guess all of you haven't taken anything. It's cool. They gave us a semester. Oh, perfect, a semester. Well, at least you have some, knowledge about it. Some ideas, right? Perfect. Okay, let's get going. Well, I have seen some videos. Excellent. Okay, how is the language made? When we talk about a language, we talk about 4 aspects of the language and 4 skills. There are 4 aspects of the language. A language is made by lexis, which talks about vocabulary. The language is made by grammar, which talks about the relationship between words, the relationship between sentences, the coherency, the cohesion between words, sentences, and paragraphs so we can communicate meaning. And the way words work, the function words work in between the language, in between the sentences. Phonology, which talks about the way we produce language orally to give meaning. The functions, which is the reason to use the language. And also it has 4 skills. Reading, which is understanding written language. Listening, which is understanding spoken language. Writing, which is producing a written language. And speaking, which is producing spoken language. So These eight things make a language. So when we talk about a language, when we teach a language, we teach eight things. Four aspects: lexis, grammar, phonology, functions, and four skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Talking about phonology, phonology is a study of the sound features used in a language to communicate meaning. To communicate meaning, we need to understand that we are Mexican. Well, I guess all of you are Mexican. Well, if we have one native speaker, please raise your hand, right? But as Mexicans, as teachers who teach Mexicans, which are not native speakers, right? We are teaching a foreign language. And it's going to be very difficult for your students and for you, yourself, to develop an accent, right? To develop an accent. If you didn't learn English before your teens, it's going to be almost impossible to develop an accent. The same with your students. If your students didn't learn English before they were 14, 15, it's going to be very difficult to develop an accent. But the important thing in speaking English is not developing an accent. The important thing is having a good pronunciation. And what is a good pronunciation? A good pronunciation is not standardized. I had the chance to work with teachers all over the country. And some problems, or one of the problems teachers face in the north of the country, Tijuana, Ciudad Juárez, Monterrey, and also on the south of the country, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, is that they are in touch with foreign people. And sometimes the teacher has a good pronunciation, but the teacher is teaching an American student. In your classroom, you have an American student, and then you have a Canadian student, and then you have a Chinese student, and then you have a probably a Turkish student or Japanese student, and all of them have different accents. And sometimes the parents of the American student come and tell you, teacher, is that I heard you said that, and it's not that way. In America, where I live, because they always say, I come from America, I know about this, and they say, you say it like this. But then the Canadians say, no, we say it like this. And imagine if one Australian people tell you, no, in Australia, we say it like this. So what I mean is that all over the world, people have different pronunciation features, right? Sometimes one word, for example, water, right? In American English, we say water, but in British English, they say water. But in Australia and South America, Belize, in other parts of the world, they can say it in a different way. So having a good pronunciation is having a pronunciation that is widely understood. And this is what you and your students need to understand. Our pronunciation, our accent probably will not be native. We don't want it to be native. What we want is to communicate meaning. That's what we want. We want to communicate meaning. We want that people understand what I'm saying. When people understand what I'm saying, then I am communicating. So a good pronunciation is a pronunciation that is widely understood, that the majority of people can understand. Later on, I'm going to show you that we have an international phonemic alphabet, an American phonemic alphabet, an Australian, South African, Canadian phonemic alphabet. Pronunciation varies all over the world. But we are not going to get stick to one thing and say, this is the way it has to be. No, it has to be in a way that is widely understood. That's the most important. Okay? So, Phonology is the study of sound features using language to communicate meaning. In English, these features include, so phonology is more than just sounds. It includes phonemes, which are certainly the sounds, word stress, which is the stress of a specific word, sentence stress, which is the stress you give in a sentence, intonation, connected speech, linkings, contractions, syllabus, and many other things. Okay? There are some concepts we need to have very clear when talking about phonology. First of all, concept, phoneme. What is a phoneme? Okay, previously someone mentioned on the chat about the graphics, and usually we call these graphemes. For example, if I have this word, let me show you. If I have this word book, book, how many letters does book have? How many letters? Thank you. It has 4 letters. It has the letter B, the letter O, another O, and another K. When we talk about letters, the letters that we know, the scientific name would, or well, the linguistic name would be graphemes. A grapheme is the graphic representation of a word, right? In this case, a letter. A letter is a grapheme. Now, how many sounds can you identify in the word book? How many sounds? Yes, we have 3 sounds. We have b, u, k, book. 3 sounds. Every single sound in the word, every sound is called a phoneme. So the phonemes are the graphic representation of sounds. A phoneme is a sound. So in the case of book, we have 4 graphemes, but we only have 3 phonemes. Okay? Good. Every single phoneme has meaning. Every phoneme has meaning. It means that if I change one phoneme, I change the meaning of the whole word. For example, book, if I change the last sound and I put it this way, now it says boot, and it's a different word. If I change one sound, I change the whole meaning of the word. I can change the first sound, and now it means something different. I can change the sound in the middle, and now it means something different. So every phoneme has has meaning. Okay, phonemes are the graphic representation of sounds, and every phoneme has meaning. Okay, good. Okay, what is a phonemic symbol? What is a phonemic symbol? A phonemic symbol is the graphic representation of a phoneme. We said previously that a phoneme is a sound. So a phonemic symbol is the graphic representation of a phoneme. For example, here I wrote the word book, right? I know book is a word, but those are graphemes. If I want to represent the letter B as a phoneme, not as a letter, as a sound, usually what I do is that I put the letter in between slashes and I use it in lowercase. For example, here, the one in capital is a letter, is a grapheme. But as you can see, these two slashes mean that it is a phoneme, that it is a sound. And the letter B, or the sound B, doesn't go in capital letter. This phoneme, or the phonemes, are usually lowercase. Some phonemes are capital letters, only some, but I'm going to show you in a little bit. The majority are lowercase. When you see these letters in between slashes, they are not letters. They are phonemes. Okay? Good. All right, let's go to the next. Phonemic script. Phonemic script is the set of phonemic symbols which shows how words are pronounced. So when we put the phonemic symbols together, we make a phonemic script. For example, here you have the word hen. You have the word hen. And as you can see here in the word hen, under it you can see the phonemic script. This is the graphic representation of the pronunciation of the word hen. It is between slashes. All phonemes, all phonemic symbols are in between slashes. Starts with a n, z, hen. That is a pronunciation. All right. The same can happen here. We have another example with create. We have slashes and we have create. If you cannot see the screen, there are two things that can be happening. Thing number one is that it's charging. It's charging, and you just need to wait a little bit. And thing number two is that in the area where you are, your Wi-Fi is not very strong. Probably someone else is using YouTube and another person is watching Netflix. And if many people is using the same network, then your Wi-Fi goes slower. And then you will not be able to see it. So you need to ask the people to please wait a little bit to use YouTube or Netflix while you are online. Okay? All right, I'll continue. So, phonemic script are the graphic representation of words. Phonemic symbols are the graphic representation of sounds. Okay, next one, diphthongs. Diphthongs are the same in English and in Spanish. Diphthongs are the combination of two vowel sounds. For example, when we say the word create here, when we say create, well, we may think, oh, create, two vowels. And since we see that here in create, we have two vowels together, we may think that this is a diphthong, but not. This is a diphthong only in written language. When we speak, the diphthong is not there. When we speak, the diphthong in the pronunciation is not in the E and the A. The diphthong is in eight. Because the diphthong is right here. E. You see? So it's right here in this 8. There is where you can find the diphthong. Create. Excellent. Word stressed. The part of the word which we say with greater energy. So there is always in a word a sound that has a greater energy. Usually, we represent that sound with one of these symbols. It can be a little apostrophe, it can be a degree symbol, or it can be just a underscore symbol. In this case, it depends on the phonemic alphabet. For example, the apostrophe, usually we use it for the international phonemic alphabet. The degree symbol is usually used for the British alphabet, and the underscore is usually used for the American alphabet. In this case, here in hand, we can see the stress is right here. And in create, we can see it here. Now, in Spanish, usually the acento, in Spanish, el acento, which is the one we referred to the greatest energy in the word. For example, my last name is Chavez. So when I write my last name, Chavez, the A has an acento. You see? And usually the acento in Spanish, the tilde, goes on the right. But in English, not. In English, it usually goes on the left. Like here in create. You see it? In create. The strongest sound is not cre. The strongest sound is a. So we say create. We don't say create. No, we say create. Greater energy in eight. So the stress goes on the left. The same with hen. The stress is at the beginning. We say hen, hen, create. That's the stress, okay? On the left, usually. All right. Next concept. Next concept says minimal pair. What is a minimal pair? Some words have a very close pronunciation. So you have broken the dictum in create, right? No, you don't break the dictum. Sorry to interrupt. No, you don't break the dictum. As you can see, the stress is before a. The dictum is not this one and this one. No, the dictum is this one. You see? So the stress is actually, Maritza, the stress is actually on the dictum. A, that's the stress. Okay, as I was saying, some words are very close in their pronunciation. Some words have a very, very, very similar pronunciation, and they are distinguished only by one sound. For example, bin and bean. Bin and bean. Bin of the trash bin, or like a bin that you have at home, where you put your trash or you put things, like a bottle. And then we have bean, the one you eat with rice and cheese, right? Bean. So the first one, the sounds are almost the same. The difference is that the first one has a shorter sound in the E. It's short. It says bean. And the other one, the one you eat, it's bean. It's a longer sound. Bean. When you pronounce it, in a regular conversation, you say bin, bean, bin, bean. You don't exaggerate it, right? It's very close. It's very similar. It's just one sound different. When you have only one sound different, those are called minimal pairs. We have more examples. For example, it's very common that we see this example. Wash and watch. When you say you wash your hands, the pronunciation is wash. But in the other one, watch. It's different, right? Right? It's just one sound different. They are minimal pairs. The same happened with these two. You have sheep, chip, ship, chip, ship, chip. They are very similar. Only one sound is different. Right? It also happens with this. I was going to type that one, Alejandro. Thank you. Yeah, Alejandro wrote it on the chat. Sheep, chip. That's the difference. But it happens with many other words. It happens with many other words. Excellent. Very good. So these are called minimal pairs. Only one sound is different. Good. Well, I see that some of you work and word. Perfect. That is an example of a minimal pair. Yes, it is. Okay, good. All right. I see that Karina wants to say something, but I was waiting for her, not? Okay, cool. All right, all that you can see here, these concepts are very important. So let's remember. First, we had a phoneme, which is the graphic representation of a sound. Sorry, which is a sound. A phonemic symbol is the graphic representation of a phoneme. A phonemic script, which is when we have many phonemic symbols together in order to write the pronunciation of a word. The dictums, which are two vowels together. The word stress, which is the part of the word with greater energy. And the minimal pairs, which are two words that have very close pronunciation, distinguished only by one sound. Okay, sorry. How would you write chip and chip with the phonemic symbols? Okay, thank you, Karina. First of all, Karina, I'm going to show you the phonemic symbols, okay? And later, I'm going to show you how to write them, okay? Okay, so now let's go to the phonemic symbols. Okay, before I show you, I'll ask you, how many sounds, how many vowel sound do you have in Spanish? How many vowels? 5. How many vowel sounds do you have in English? Who knows? 10. Okay. 10. Okay. This is good. 14. Nick, this is 14. Wow. Short and long, of course. 13. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know. Okay. These are the vowels and the consonants. In the case of the vowels, we have two types of vowels. We have short and long vowels. Short vowels, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Long vowels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you only count the vowels, you have 12 vowels. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So with the short and the long. Okay. Some vowel sounds have short and long. Some vowel sounds only have short. I'm going to show you in a little bit. For example, we have the E. This one that you can see here is the E. Like that. The E. The same E we have in Spanish. But we have it short, E, and we have it long, E. Yes. E. E. That's the way. We have the U. We have it short, U, and we have it long, U. 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 Can you see the difference? When you write them, the short ones are usually capital. And they don't have those little dots. And the long ones have these dots. These dots right here mean that they are long sounds. Okay, we have A. We have 3 A's. In Spanish, we only have A. That's it, A. But in English, we have 3 sounds for A. We have A, which is this one. Look, this is the regular A. This one is our regular A. A, regular. This is the long A. And this one is very special. For this one, your mouth needs to be like saying A. For example, try to say A. And then when you have your mouth like an A, you make the sound of an A. That's the sound. So your mouth needs to be like trying to say A, but you need to say A. So you say Usually this sound, we find it in words like can or kept. You say can. You don't say can. You say can. You say kept. Another one can be rat. Is this sound? Cool. I'm gonna show you more. Okay, so we have A, we have I, U, A, E. Then we have the O. This is O. We have short O, and we have long O, short and long. Now, now we have this one right here. This is a very special sound. Very, very special sound. Look at it. It looks like an A, but it looks like upside down. It looks like upside down. This sound has a specific name. It's the only one which has a name. The others don't have a name. This sound's name is schwa. That's the sound's name. Schwa. That's the sound's name. That's the name of this sound. And this sound, you make it like if someone punches you on your stomach. So imagine that someone punches you on your stomach, boom. What sound would you make? You would make a sound like, right? So that's the sound. The sound is, that's the sound. It's in between an A, an E, an O, okay? It's in between, but it's not an A. It's not an A. It's not an O. It's uh, uh, uh. Mhm. Okay. Where, in what cases do you usually find that sound? You find that sound a lot in British English. A lot in British English, but you also find it in American English. For example, this sound is called a weak sound. Mhm. You can see the last two vowels. I'm gonna show you in a little bit. Okay, this sound, it looks like it's a weak sound. For example, when you say this one, mhm, apple, you don't say apple. No, you say uh, apple, uh, uh, apple. Is yes, it's very short. Little, yeah, little, yeah. Another one can be banana. Mhm. You don't say banana. In Spanish, you say banana, right? But in English, the right pronunciation should usually be b, 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 nana. That would be the pronunciation. Okay. In British English, they use it a lot. For example, when you say mhm, teacher, they don't say teacher, they say teacher, right? So that would be the sound. Excellent. Okay, okay. I'm gonna show you a different picture because this picture is okay, but this picture looks way better because it has colors. There you go. Mhm. Here in this picture, you can see it with colors. So we have even the sounds and some examples. The sounds and some examples. Some examples of some words that have or that include those sounds. For example, the E, the long E, cheap, eagle, feel. The short E, chip, busy, started. The U, the short U, good, put, should. The long U, moon, grew, through. Now, it's very important to say that what you can see here is the International Phonemic Alphabet. International Phonemic Alphabet. There are many alphabets. We have American phonemic alphabet, British phonemic alphabet, Australian phonemic alphabet, but this one that I am showing is the International Phonemic Alphabet. Okay? You have the A. This one is the A, like bet, dead, set. This is the schwa, the one I told you, the uh, like about, police, the, right? You don't say they. Well, in some cases, like it depends on the sound that is next to it. But when it is isolated, you say the, right? Okay. We have also this one that is next to the schwa is a longer schwa. It's the same, but it's longer. It has the two little dots. So it says, right? This is, and this is, like when you tell someone, right? Like, for example, bird, hurt, work. We have the long O, like door, walk, saw. We have also the one I told you, the like apple, cat, mat. This one right here. Now, this one, what you can see here is British pronunciation. I am afraid to tell you this is British pronunciation. All the words that you can see here are British pronunciation. And you might say, why British? Why not American? Well, around the world, British pronunciation is taken as the international standard. I'm sorry to say that. Bird, Karina, bird. Mhm. Okay, okay. So, for example, here you say up. This is the sound of the a. Yeah, it's schwa. Yeah, it's schwa, but it's a long schwa. Okay, it's a long schwa. Mhm. Sorry, Claudia. Yeah, it's a long vowel. Yes, Claudia, it's a long vowel. You see the two little dots is long. All the ones that you can see with two little dots means that they are long. So in the case of bird, it's long. Bird, mhm, and it's with a long schwa. Mhm. This is short, and this is long. That's the difference. Okay, as I was saying, okay. This one is British, so this sound that you can see here is an ah. Mhm. Probably we say get up, right? But British English, you say up. Mhm. Get up. Uh, Bear. Mhm. Maria Isabel, bear. Okay, I might get going. If no, we're not gonna finish. Okay, but well, we have like up, money, cat. Mhm. And we have the long a like car, bat, safari. Mhm. And this one that you can see here is the o. Mhm. Not, what, because. Mhm. Remember, probably you see it and you say like, oh my goodness, I have some doubts because of the pronunciation. But remember, it's British. So all of these are vowels, and right here we have diphthongs. Mhm. This means that it's the combination of two vowels. For example, these two vowels here is ia, ia. Mhm. Because remember, this is the schwa, so this is ia, like ear, here, career. Mhm. Ear, here, career. Mhm. This is the a, like train, say, plane. Mhm. This is the U. Sorry, the O. Sorry, I made a mistake. This is the O. Uh-huh. No, I made a mistake. Sorry. It's the U. Jua. Shua. Tourist. Mhm. Tourist. Tourist. British pronunciation. Try to make your best British pronunciation in this case. This is the oi. Boy. Point. Oi. This is the ow. Like mhm, coat, low, note, ear, I, and ow. Mhm. We have air like hair, care, there. I like buy, high, fine. Ow like now, our house. So they are named of vowels. Yes, in this case, as I previously mentioned, they are sounds. Okay, they are not letters. All of these that you can see are sounds. Okay, I know it's difficult to learn all these sounds in just one class. It takes time to learn all the sounds, right? So what I'm going to do, as I told you, is that I'm going to share with you an app. Mhm. There are two apps that I usually recommend. Okay. The first one is an app from Macmillan. Mhm. It's called the Macmillan Pronunciation App. Mhm. So if you are on your computers, mhm, I'm going to share with you a link. Give me a second. Mhm. Okay, right now on the top of your screen, you can see a green bar, right? And in that green bar, you can see a red button. If you click on the red button, it will take you to a web page. And in this web page, you can see the Macmillan pronunciation app. It's for free. You don't need to pay anything. You can do it also on your cell phones. When you do it on your cell phones, you go to Play Store or to App Store. Let me look for Play Store. And from Play Store or App Store, you can look Macmillan pronunciation app. And the first option is the one that you need to choose. You open it, you download it, it's for free. And in the first option, well, first of all, you need to choose British or American. I recommend you to practice first British and after American, but it's up to you. And then you can open the chart, and then on the chart, you can see it, you can see the symbols, and if you click on the symbols, you can listen to the pronunciation. I hope you can hear. You see? You click on the symbols and you listen to the pronunciation. A very good thing about this app is that it includes activities. It includes activities. For example, you can go to practice and you can practice how to read symbols. You can practice how to write symbols, or you can listen and you can write. So this is a very good app for practice. This is one of the apps. I'm gonna leave the link here too. There you go. That's the link. Yeah, it's a nice app. Very nice. It's for free. You don't need to pay anything. It's for free. You cannot find it on your phone. Okay. Uh, One more time. The name of the app. There is the link. There is a link. If possible, you can copy the link and you can send it to your phone, like on a Facebook message or any message, and you can download it. But if not, as I said, you go to the Play Store or App Store. The name is there. Sounds Pronunciation App or Macmillan Pronunciation App. There is one app. This is one app. There is another one. Let me show you the other one. The other one is not from Macmillan. It's from the British Council. This one from the British Council is good too. The only difference is that this one doesn't have any activities. There are no activities to practice. Right now, you can see on your computers a green bar and there is a red button. Click on the red button and you will be sent directly to the app. And you can download it. If not, right here, I leave you the link. This app, if you want to download it from Play Store, you can look for British Council, and you have many different apps. You choose the one that has a symbol like that, and you open it. This one is only British. It is not British and American. This one is only British. The good thing about this one is that the sound is clearer, it's louder, and it has words. these words, you see? You can click on the word and it tells you the word. So that's a good thing about this one. Mhm. So both of them have pros and cons. Mhm. Both of them. They're both good. Mhm. Try, like you can try. I know it's difficult to remember all the information I'm giving you. Just try to remember the most important information, and you can keep on practicing with the apps. Have, have, have. That would be an but that would be like have, like a short have. Uh, no, it would be like a long but it depends. Is it British or American? If it is American, that would be an certainly. Okay, now look, let's go to the consonants. I'm gonna get going because I also want to do some activities with you to practice this, right? And show you some more things, okay? All right, now look, consonants. Sometimes the vowels are important, but sometimes the consonants are very, very important when we talk about pronunciation, because many of the rules of pronunciation don't depend on the on the vowels; they depend on the consonants. Many rules that we apply in pronunciation are according to the following sound, and usually the following sound is a consonant, and it depends on voice or non-voice consonants. You have the consonants there. You can see the consonants, and in the consonants, we have two colors, green and blue. The green one is unvoiced. The blue one is voiced. Over there, where you are, wherever you are right now, I invite you to try the next activity. Look, I invite you to take your right hand, to have two fingers, and to put these two fingers on your throat. Put them on your throat, like this. Leave them there. And now say this letter with me. Say the first one. The first one is the, wherever you are, try it. You see? Can you feel anything? Can you feel anything? No, you cannot feel anything. With this, what you feel it when you speak, but when you say, you don't feel it because the is on voice. It means that you don't make the sound with your vocal cords. No, you don't make the sound with your throat. You make the sound by blowing air. The only thing that you do is that you blow air. If you put your left hand in front of your mouth, you can feel the air. You can feel the air. No problem, Maria Isabel. Remember, this is being recorded, and I'm going to send you the video after the class so you can see the video in case you had any trouble with your internet. Okay? All right, cool. Now, try the next one. The next one. Fingers on your throat. Fingers on your throat. And say, look at my mouth. Both lips together. Upper lip, lower lip. The same position of the mouth. The letter P and the letter B have the same position of the mouth. You see? Both lips together. Both lips together. But one is voiced and the other one is unvoiced. With that, you don't feel anything. but with a b, 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 you can feel the vibration. If you don't feel the vibration, you're not making the right sound. Can you feel the vibration? Can you feel the vibration? Yes. Because you are making the sound with your vocal cords. And when you make the sound with your vocal cords, it's called voiced. It's over here. You see it? Voiced. And this is very important. I'm going to tell you why in a little bit, or how you can apply it in a little bit. Okay? Let's try the next one. One more time. Fingers. T, 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 t. How do you make that sound? Your tongue. Here. Behind your teeth. Over there. T, 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 t. Your tongue touches your teeth. Behind. Little bit. T, 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 t. You see? Same position of the mouth. Now try the D, but the same position of your mouth. Your tongue touching your finger, your tongue touching your teeth. Now you leave your tongue there. And you make vibrations. You see? Voiced, unvoiced. You feel vibrations with you don't feel vibrations with t. That's the difference. Next one. The next one is a very particular sound because the sound is ch, ch, ch. In Spanish, it's our che, like Chávez, like chamarra, chamaco. But in English, is ch, 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 ch. No vibration. Ch, ch. Plosive, only air. Ch, ch, ch. Like when you say ch. Chips, eat, picture. Ch. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yes? Can you hear me? Yeah. I was saying that there was a problem with the electricity on the other place, and I had to move That's what I disappear. I had to move. There was a problem there, but I am back. I am right here. Okay, so as I was saying, we got with this sound right here, which is the ch. And then we have this other sound right here. This sound is very similar to another sound that we have in Spanish, like the ch, Chavez. This one here next to it is j, j, like our double L in Spanish, right? Like when you say llave, llavero, yo, we say j, 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 like gem, danger, fuge, j, 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 vibration. It needs to vibrate. J, j, j. Okay? Good. All right. Next one we have the k, 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 k. As you can see, if you give a look to the consonants, you have no letter C. There is no letter C. In this case, what we use is the k, 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 and it's the sound. Okay. Next one. Now feel your mouth. Feel your mouth. K, 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 k. No sound, only k, k, k. Now put some voice. And that would be the letter G. This one, the sound. That's the sound. All right. Some sounds are very similar to Spanish, but on the following line, many sounds are not similar to Spanish. Look, first of all, we have upper teeth, lower lip, and then upper teeth, lower lip, voice on voice. Next one is pretty important sound. It's very important sound. Why is it a very important sound? Because it's a sound that we use a lot in English. It's the sound of the TH. The TH sound. How do you make the TH sound? Well, your tongue in between your teeth. You don't bite it, you just put it there. And then you say, the difference is that, right? With the T, the tongue is behind your lid, your teeth, sorry. Your tongue in the T. But in this one, in the TH, the tongue is in between the teeth. So you say, this one is when it's unvoiced. Like, thank you. Thick, teeth, healthy, Thursday, throw, through, three. But the next one, the one that you have next to it, is the same tone in between, but it's voice. Like when you say there. When you say these, they, those. When you say mother, with. One is and the other one. Okay? Can you hear the difference? No difference. Then put your finger on your throat and try to feel it. Your tongue in between your teeth. I'm gonna get closer to the camera. Let's see if you can see it. On voice. Voice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is air blowing. You need to blow air. That's the main idea. hmm Say, repeat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That sound, thank you, is this sound right here. Now say, there is, there is, there. That sound there is this sound right here. hmm Okay, got it. You got it? Yes, perfect. Excellent. That's good. Yeah. Alejandro says, notice the different. Cool. Okay, so that's the difference. Voice on voice. Now we go with the s. It's very easy. S, the snake, and then the z, a zebra, cozy. Yes, and many. The problem is that we Mexicans, Spanish, we do not use that z sound. We say the same zapato, zapata, sapo, right? We don't use it, but in English it's very common. Zzz, like the bee, like the mosquito, right? Zzz. All right. Then the following sound is also very important. It says shh, different. This one that I showed you previously was t, and this one is shh, is longer. Mm-hmm. The sound shop, nation, special. Sh, sh. S, the S is s. The difference is one more time. The difference is, uh, as I said, voiced and unvoiced, vibration and no vibration. That's the difference mainly. So, for example, in the s, no vibration. The other one, z, vibrates. It needs to vibrate. If it doesn't vibrate, then it's not correct. But if it vibrates, then it is correct. You got it? Okay. Okay, so we said shh with S. Oh my goodness, it's almost 8:30. And the next one, zzz, look at your mouth. My mouth. Shh. Leave your mouth there. Leave your mouth there. Don't move your mouth. Leave it like that. Shh. Leave it like that, and just make. Zzz. Put some vibration, some local chords. That's the difference. Mhm. For example, shops, television, Jean, Jean. Mhm. Nation, shun, visual, visual. Special, shall, leisure, leisure. Mhm. Pleasure, usually, usual, sh. This is the sound. It's difficult. This sound is difficult. I consider this sound the most difficult because we don't have it in Spanish. It's a totally different sound that we don't use in Spanish. Mhm. It's not that we cannot say it. We can say it, but we don't have it. There are no words in Spanish with that sound. Mhm. Okay, now we go to the last line. I'm gonna go very quickly with the last line. You have the like man, tummy, lamb. You have the like no, funny, knife. The next one is very very particular because in this one you have the unk, unk. That one is like if you have the n, but you add another sound like short, boom, like you cut it. Unk, unk, unk. Like if you're trying to say another thing, but you don't say it, and you only say unk. That's it. Mhm. Like sing, uncle, angry. Usually, we use this sound where we have an K or an G. Usually, like the ing, talking, walking, eating. That's the sound. Mhm. Next one, mhm, because in the next one, writing, yeah, all the ones that finish with ing. In the next sound, the sound, listen, can you see the consonants? Can you see the letter Y? Can you see the letter Y? There is, yeah, where is the Y? I don't see the Y anywhere. No, there is no Y, right? Instead of Y, the representation of the Y is the J. We use this letter to represent the sound of the Y. Mhm. Like when you say yes, you don't say yes. Let me show you. Wait. Mhm. Usually in Spanish, when we see the letter Y, like Jojo, or like Jennifer, or Jenny, or Yolanda, mhm, when we see the letter Y, we usually think about the sound J, which is this sound. Usually in Spanish, we think about this sound J when we say Yolanda. Mhm, mhm, mhm. But in English, when you say when you see the letter Y, like yellow, mhm, you don't say yellow. What you use is this sound, and this sound is yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like yes, yellow, yard, yummy, young folk. Yeah, that's the sound. Yeah. hmm Onion, view, yeah, young, Jennifer. Yeah, that's the sound. hmm Okay, so it's not j, it's yeah, yellow. You. That's the sound. Okay, and that's that represent yesterday, and that's the representation. The next one is the light, smelly, feel. The next one is no like right, very wrong. The next one, the W, the sound is wo, wo, win, where, one. And finally, we have the H. In Spanish, we say the H is mute, but in English, the H is not mute. Usually, the H in English is the sound in Spanish that we have with a J. Like when you say Jose or Josefina or Juan, right? In English, you say house, hungry, hungry, who. So you say, and those are the sounds. Hers, yes, and many others. Okay, why is this important to know? For example, one of the uses that you can give to the vowels and the consonants is especially, as I said previously, with the verbs in past, right? We know regular verbs in past, past, they have different sounds at the end, right? Some of them finish with. Remember that every time that you see the letters in between slashes is because they are sounds. So some verbs in past have a z sound. Mhm. Some verbs in past have a t sound, and some verbs in past have an it sound. Mhm. Regular verbs in past have these sounds. Mhm. So how do you know? When do you use the z? When do you use the t? When do you use the it? Who can tell me? Who knows? Come on. Anyone knows? Okay. Okay. It's according to the consonant, the last consonant. Uh-huh. So the last sound of the verb in present. Mhm. If the last sound of the verb in present is voiced, if the last sound of the verb in present is voiced, then you use th. If the last sound of the verb in present is unvoiced, then you use t. And if the last sound of the verb in present is t or th, then you use it. So it depends on the last sound. It depends on the sounds. It doesn't depend on the letter. It's on the sound. The last sound is voiced, then you use th. The last sound is unvoiced, then you use t. The last sound is t or d or th, then you use it. For example, someone here wrote walk. Mhm. For example, let me write some verbs in past. Mhm. Mhm. Look at all these verbs that I wrote that are color blue. You tell me, are they voiced or unvoiced? What do you think? Are they voiced or unvoiced? Yes, they are unvoiced. When you pronounce them, wash, the last sound, it doesn't vibrate. Watch, the last sound doesn't vibrate. Fix, the last sound doesn't vibrate. Work, the last sound doesn't vibrate. Dance, no vibration. So all of them are voiced. So in past, you say washed, watched, fixed, worked, danced with t, t. Mhm. Now look at these other verbs. Mm, Look at these verbs. Are these boys or unboys? The ones that I just wrote in color red, they are boys, right? Because all of them leave, clean, show, try, move, they vibrate. So you say in past, you say leave, clean, showed, try it, move, th, that's the sound. And what about if they finish in t or th, then you add the it. For example, when you say, and that's a very common question because my students say, do you say clean it or clean it? Okay, you don't say clean it ni clean it, you say clean. Oh well, like the words need. hmm In past, you say needed. hmm Rest, rested, hmm and so. So it depends on the sound, voice or on voice. hmm Cool. So a very good technique is that touch your throat, feel the chords. Exactly, Maritza. Voice with voice, on voice, and with on voice, except with the t and the, which goes with it. hmm Perfect. Okay. Do you want to try an activity? Do you want to do an activity? Yes. Excellent. We're going to do one activity to practice this. Let me show you the activity. It's right here. It's very easy activity. No, this is difficult. Wait, there is an easier one. This is. Okay, this material I will send you to your emails. This material is just one activity, but I will send you two books. These books are very good. I don't have the time right now to show you all the information on those books, but in one of the books you will have, well, I try to show you in a little bit. In one of the books you'll have some activities to improve the pronunciation with your students. In one of the other books you will have some activities that you can have to practice pronunciation activities in the classroom too. I will show you in a little bit. Right now this is just one activity that I took from one of the books. Okay, let's do this activity here. Mhm. Let's try the number one. Look at the number one. It says match the phonemic transcription with the words. Mhm. Look at number one. It says shh. Then it says ah. And then it says t. It says chat. What letter do you think is number one? Yes, number one is letter G. Chat. Cool. Very good job. Look at number two. Ah. Yes, number two is letter C. Heart. Heart. Remember, it's British English. That's why probably in American we say heart, but in this case it's British. Mhm. Number three, I, ink. Yes, number three is letter H. Number four, wo, k. Yes, number four is letter F. Work. Number six, uh, t. Number six. Number five. Sorry. Yes, you are right. Number five. Later. Yes. Later. And number six. Yes. Number six. Bought. Number seven. Ooh, Number seven. Pool. Very good. Number eight. Yes. Number eight. Doubt. Yes. Ow. Number nine. Yes, number nine. What do you think? It's oak. Yeah, number nine is joke. Number 10. Number 10. Yeah. There. Yeah. There. That's the truth. Excellent. Very good. You got it. You got it. You got it. Okay. Now, let's do the next activity. Look, for the following activity, I want you to use, if you have a pencil, if you have a notebook, it would be perfect. Okay, use your notebook, your pencil. If you don't have a notebook or a pencil next to you, you can use your cell phone. Okay, you can use your cell phone in the screen with a marker. Okay, you can use the screen with a marker too. Okay, all right. For this activity, I am going to say two words. No, sorry, one word. I'm really sorry. I'm going to say one word. And you need to choose what sound is better for that word. Mhm. So, if possible, copy these symbols in your notebook so you can choose in your notebook the symbols. If not, as Nick Tech said, you can use a marker on the screen or a highlighter. Hopefully, it's not a permanent marker, because if it is a permanent marker, then you're going to have problems. Mhm. Okay, I'm going to give you just a minute to get ready. Are you ready? I'm going to say the word, okay? And you need to choose the correct sound, okay? We're going to start first from number 1 to number 5. Listen, number 1 to number 5. Only number 1 to number 5, okay? There you go. We have cut, cut, cut. Number 2, hit, hit, hit. Number 3, cook, cook, cook. Number 4, leave, leave, leave. Number 5, word, word, word. hmm Okay, Alejandro says left, right, left, right. Okay, let's try it. The number 1, the word, the first word was this one. Mhm. Cut. Which sound was it? The left or the right? The right. Yes. Excellent. Good job. The right. Good job. The number 2, the word was this one. What sound was it? The left or the right? Head, head, head. Left or right? No. This one was head. A head. The sound was on the right. Head. It was not had. No, this one, the one on the left, the sound uh is more like an a, and the head is a head. It was on the right. Next one. The next sound, the following word was cook. Cook. Left or right? Cook. Cook. Yes, yes, good job. With that one is the one on the left. Very good. The next one was leave, leave, left or right. Leave, listen, leave, leave. This has a minimal pair. Mhm. Uh-huh. When you say it on the left, the word is this one. When you say it on the right, the word is the one I said. This one, leave, is when you leave a place. But this one, the one I said, is leave, is with short. Mhm. Short, yes. Mhm. Yes. The last one, the number 5, word, word, word. Mhm. What do you think? They're right. Er, er, mhm. Word. Yeah. Yes is the one on the right. Good job. Word. Word. Excellent. Let's go from number 6 to number 10. Listen, okay? Number 6 to number 10. Listen, okay? There we go. Number 6. The word is pine. 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 Number 7. The word is shoe. 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 Number 8. The word is hair. 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 Number 9. The word is think. 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 And the number 10. The word is jail. 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 Mhm. I repeat, number 6 is pine, number 7 is shoe, number 8 is hair, number 9 is think, and number 10 is jail. Mhm. So, can you mark the correct, please? You want me to mark the correct? Yes, of course. I will. Okay, I repeat. So, listen, first I'm going to write the words. Mhm. The number 6 was pine. The number 7 was shoe. The number 8 was hair. The number 9, sorry, was think. And the number 10 was jail. Mhm. Those were the words. Now the answers. The number 6 was pine. Mhm. Make this smaller. The number 7 was shoe. This. The number 8 was hair. What's this? And number 9 was think. What's this? And the number 10 was jail. What's this? Can you see better now? I made it smaller. Sometimes because it's really big is that you cannot see. But now hopefully you can see now. Oh, correct. Fantastic, Alejandro. Congratulations. Okay. Excellent. Okay. All right. You didn't know the last one. Yeah, the word was a little complicated. The last word was a little complicated. But there you go. I wrote it. Okay, cool. All right. Now let's try the last activity. Exercise 3 will be the last activity. Okay, for this last activity, we have the diphthongs. Now, listen, because it's gonna be difficult to write them because you cannot write these symbols on the chat. We're going to give them numbers, okay? So this one is going to be number 1. This one will be number 2. This one will be number 3. This one 4. This one 5. This one 6. This one 7. And this last one 8. Now, I'm going to repeat the diphthongs so you remember them, okay? Listen, number 1 is A. Number 2 is I. Number 3 is OI. Number 4 is O. 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 It's more like an O, okay? O. Number 5 is OW. 4 is O. 5 is OW. It's different. Number 6 is IA. 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 Number 7 is EA. Like when you go to the disco and you say EA, EA, like that. EA. And number 8 is UA. UA. Good. Okay? We're going to match them. Okay? We're going to match them. For example, number 1. What do you think? Number 1 is 2? No. Number 1 goes with number 1. Make. Very good. Number 2? Number 2. What do you think for number 2? No. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. I'm going to write them. I'm going to write the answers so you don't forget. Number 2 goes with number 8. Number 2 goes with number 8. So you say sure. Sure. Number 3. Yes, number 3 goes with number 7, which is there. There. Very good. Number 4. Yes, number 4 goes with number 2, which is island. Island. Very good. Number 5. Yeah. Number 5 goes with number 3. Oi. Employee. Very good. Number 6. Number 6. Oh my goodness. You have different answers for number 6. Okay, listen. The problem here with number 6, or you have so many different answers because there are some minimal pairs, right? You have the minimal pairs of here. When you say come here, 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 and this is here, here, here. In this case, this British, what would be here, here. In this case, would be number 6. Number 7. 7 goes with number 5. Ow. Town. Yes. Number 8. Number 8. Number 8 goes with number home. Oh, yes, it goes with number 4. Number 9 goes with number 2, sight. And the last one, number 10. 10. Yes, it goes with number 4. Oh. Those are the answers. Excellent. Well, the last activity. For the last activity, is these are names of cities, British cities. Sometimes it's difficult because you don't know the name of those cities, because we sometimes don't live in in uh, in Britain, right? But I'm going to give you clues. I'm going to write the names of the cities here on the right, okay? And you try to guess, okay? All right. I'm going to write the names and you try to match them. Okay, these are the names of the cities. They are right here. You need to match them. Yeah, very good. Oh, you got them. They're not those difficult, right? Once you have the key, it's not that difficult. Okay, perfect. Since we are almost running out of time, I'm gonna help you. But you have most of you have all the correct answers. The number 1 is Canterbury. The number 2 is Greenwich. The number 3 is Leicester or Leicester. Number 4 is Edinburgh. And number 5 is Warwick. Those are the names of British cities. Excellent, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna send you to your emails this book, the complete book. Let me show you the complete book. Is right here. This book includes a lot of information about the language, about the pronunciation. There is a very good part, which is this part, which tells you how you need to put your mouth, and it gives you some examples. It also has more, it has all the sounds. And the good thing about this book, it has some rhythms that you can practice, some dialogues that you can practice with your students. For example, this one, if you want to practice this sound, the short E, you can practice this conversation with your students. Sometimes your students have problem with some specific sounds. Well, you can use this. For example, mommy, are you busy? Yes, I'm in the kitchen. Can I go swimming in Chester uh, with Jim this morning? Jim, English. He's living with Mr. and Mrs. Willis. You know, all of this. Does the book have the answers? Yeah, the book has the answers. This book doesn't. This book is not for that activity, but this book is only information. This one is only information. It doesn't have activities. It has pronunciation, oral pronunciation, conversations, and it has a lot of information. But this other book, mhm, this one, I also send it to you, and this one has activities. This one has activities that you can have with your students, or that you can have by your own. And at the end of the book, it has a lot of information too. But at the end of the book, on the page, I'm looking for it. This has more exercise, as you can see. Exercise 34, 36. I'm looking for the answer key. Oh, it was right here. Sorry, I missed it. It's right here. Answer key. You see? It's on the page 28. It's there. You can find the answer key. So this one has activities. The other one has information. So both of the books are good complement. So you can keep on practicing. Awesome. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, they're really good. Okay. Also to your emails. I guess today not, because of the time is kind of late. But also to your emails, we're gonna send you a diploma. It's a digital diploma. It's a PDF. It has the signature digital too. I'm gonna show you one diploma only, just for you to see it. Okay, and it have a QR code. This QR code is like for validation. In case people wants to validate it, they can validate it online. Wait a second, the diploma is uploading. So I'm gonna send you three things, okay? The two books, and the diploma. So be pending on your email tomorrow. Be pending on your email tomorrow, because very probably tomorrow during the day, you're going to be receiving the two books and the diploma. The diploma is like this, more or less like this. It looks like this, okay? It's not the same diploma. This is another diploma. It's about phonology, but it has it's more or less like this, and it has a QR for the validation. Okay, very good. And well, besides that, I'm also going to send you the presentation of today's class. Now, today we happen to cover only one part. This workshop is just the introduction. We are going to have a second workshop. this second workshop is going to be about the other features of phonology. We're going to talk about the stress, we're going to talk about the sentence stress, and we're going to talk about the connected speech and the intonation. Okay, this will be the second workshop. So Nicte will tell you about the second workshop in case you want to join us. She will let you know later. Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to be with you. It was a hopefully one day I can meet you in person. I really wish you a beautiful night, and I'll leave you my information, email, and my I don't have it right here. My email and my phone number. I'll send it in the email. I'll send you my information. Okay, so you can contact me. Nicte will tell you the details about the next workshop. Nicte will tell you. Okay. Okay. Thank you very